Hey everybody, back in November, I did a video on a topic that turned out to be of great interest to many of you. It was how to read a script on Zoom or Teams without anyone knowing. Several folks reached out to me and asked if I could do some additional videos that cover the topic in more detail, and I think it's a great idea. So this is going to be the first of 5 videos that I'll dedicate to the topic of reading a script on video without anyone being able to tell that you're using a script. I'm making these 5 videos with 4 goals in mind for you. You'll learn, first, how to read from a script and still sound conversational. Second, how to set up your equipment so you maintain perfect eye contact with the camera while reading your script. Third, how to set up your equipment so that you can read from a script while participating in a live conference, such as a Zoom call. And finally, I'll show you how to use some inexpensive teleprompter solutions to give your presentations a true professional edge. In this video, I'll cover the techniques you can use to read scripted material effectively. Now please note, not every video requires a script. If you're comfortable speaking about a topic, you can prepare an outline of what you want to speak about and then wing it from there. That's the way most YouTube videos are created. But if you need to be sure that every word is precise, or if you're still building your confidence as a speaker, a script can be enormously helpful. Even if you're a really great off-the-cuff speaker, everyone can benefit from a script because it gives direction and focus to what you're saying. In ordinary conversation, people are generally patient while they wait for someone to make a point. That's because a conversation is a two-way street. The goal of a conversation is for everyone participating to understand each other. Video is a one-way street. It's not a conversation. And so viewers of video are a lot less patient with presenters when it comes to organization. So, even if you're the world's greatest extemporaneous speaker, do yourself a favor and have a script. It'll make your videos much more concise, more easily understandable, and more pleasing to your audience. You can ad-lib all you want, but have a script to make sure you're moving in the right direction at the right speed. I'll mention that the goal of reading from a script should be to strike a balance between sounding underprepared and falsely prepared. Now, what do I mean by falsely prepared? Well, you know all those presentations you've seen over your life where the speaker sounds like a newscaster from the former Soviet Union. You know, he's reciting words and is so focused on getting every single word right that the presentation sounds wooden and mechanical. I call that falsely prepared because the speaker obviously spent some time memorizing a script, so there was preparation, but the preparation didn't work because the video is just boring. A good presentation requires the speaker be engaged with the audience. It needs to sound conversational. On the other end of the spectrum is someone who presents with no script, no outline, no train of thought at all. Even if the speaker is entertaining under those circumstances, she'll lose her audience because she's not focused. In the end, the goal is to be somewhere between these two extremes, to have that conversational, off-the-cuff sound, but with all the organization and focus of a prepared monologue. No wasted time, no extraneous words, just the good stuff that your audience wants to hear. Reading from a script on video is a skill you can learn after just a few tries, but it'll take practice, and you'll need to practice separately every time you have a new script. That's right, each script is its own performance, so you'll need to build time to have several practice runs anytime you write a new script. Your practice runs will go faster as you become more experienced. When you're reading from a script, the objective is to sound natural to your audience. You want the audience to believe that this is how you talk every day. A script and the magic of video can make you appear very comfortable, confident, and competent because your delivery will be your speech naturally, but free of any errors or verbal pauses such as or One of the telltale signs of an amateur speaker is when he or she inserts unnecessary words and makes the presentation sound like not professional. So here's a quick guide to writing a short video script. It only takes 2 steps. Step 1. Sit down and write the script. If you prefer to write a first draft by hand, then by all means, please do so. But transfer it to a word processing program at some point so that you can edit it. Now write every word that you plan to say in your presentation. And here's the tip. You can save time in the next step, which is practicing the script, if you take a few minutes to reread what you've written and edit it a little. Now believe me, your first draft is never going to be your final presentation. So take some time right at the beginning to do some rough editing with a pencil. Here are some things that you should eliminate immediately. First of all, any unnatural phrases or sayings. Your script writing should mimic the way that you speak in everyday conversation. If it isn't your practice to make jokes, then don't write jokes. If you don't use figures of speech when you're speaking, don't write them in your script. Just get out the pencil and cut the baloney. Also, remove any unusual words. Write the script in the vocabulary you use when you speak every day. If there are words in your script that you don't normally say aloud, cut them. And finally, colloquialisms. And I think we all use filler words all the time when we speak. We speak a sentence and then we'll say something like, or do you see what I'm saying? Any of those filler phrases should be excised from the script. Now, they work in conversation, but they don't work in a video or a presentation. Trust me, even if you're trying to sound as natural as possible, those types of phrases won't work on video because remember, video is a one-way medium, not a two-way conversation. So now that your script is roughly edited, it's time to move on to step 2. Sit in front of your camera, turn it on, hit the record button, and present the script. Now, don't just sit there and reread the script. Present it by delivering aloud and including all your hand gestures. I can't stress how important this step is. It's an iterative process. You're going to need to present the script 3 or 4 times, and you'll want to go back and check your recordings in between presentations so you can see what you're doing on camera. Each time you present the script, you'll find that some of the words you wrote sounded great in your mind when you wrote them, but they don't sound nearly as effective when you read them aloud. I'm not really sure why this happens. I just know that it does. It's probably because for most people, the style used when writing is different than the style you use when you speak. So those stumbling points won't be subtle. They'll be obvious when you hear them. As your ears hear the sound of your own voice echoing in the room, you'll think, that didn't sound right. When you have that moment, rewrite that portion of the script and deliver it again, and then present it aloud in the room using your hand gestures as if you're delivering it for the final time. Once the words are sounding right in your ears, continue to repeat this second step and present it on camera a few more times. Now, the benefit you'll receive at this point is that every time you go through your revised script, you're going to be a little more familiar with it. This is what's really going to help you sound conversational when it's time to go live. Now, the goal is not to memorize the script, but familiarity with it is vital because it will impact how natural you sound when you say the written words. Remember, ultimately, you're going to be reading this script using the techniques I'll teach in the upcoming 4 videos, so there's no need to memorize it. But it's essential that you become comfortable with it. Now, what does comfortable sound like? Well, if you found this video impressive, just know that I've read the entire thing off of a teleprompter after rehearsing it several times. I can't wait to show you more about how to do this. Thanks very much for watching. Please tune in next week for the secrets of how to read a script on a live video conference call while looking and sounding perfectly natural. No one will know that you're cheating. Until then, stay happy, my friends.